I'm Adam Anshel for Pro Football Weekly, along with PFW draft expert Nolan Nawrocki. We're looking at Nolan's mock draft version 3.0. We're at the end of the first round, picks 26 through 32, and Nolan 26, the Baltimore Ravens. Ozzie Newsome, a pretty good track record there making picks. Who does he go with in this?
I think Tyron Smith from USC would really fit what they've done in the past. They've taken guys that have some questions about their intelligence, like Michael Orr, O'Neal Cousins, even Jared Gaither in the supplemental draft. So they got 3 to 4 tackles right now who they have tremendous physical talent, but may not be able to get that playbook right away. This is a guy that's got great length, great recovery speed, excellent foot quickness. He's a guy that can plug and play right away. So I think he would really fill a hole in an offensive line.
At 27, the Atlanta Falcons, a great regular season, disappointing end of their season. They get help on the defensive side?
Yeah, I think receiver and cornerback are the two primary needs that they got to try to find, and it showed up in the playoffs last year with Brian Williams being out of the lineup. So Brandon Harris would fill one of those two big needs. He's a solid, physical, aggressive cornerback, could play in that slot and take away that slot receiver.
And one of those guys that just likes to compete, likes to play, a good fit there. At 28, the New England Patriots. We had them going with a running back in their first pick and actually keeping the pick, which we don't see them do that often. What do they do with their second first-rounder?
This is the pick that's likely to move. They also have the 33rd pick overall from the Panthers last year from the trade. So, they're loaded throughout this draft. I think they'll move out, but if they wind up staying put, the left tackle position is one that they need to address. Nate Solder from Colorado would be a great fit on that offensive line. I think he grades out more like a second rounder than a first, but at this point, most of the first round talent is going to be off the board anyways. So he's a guy that could fit potentially very well in New England.
And those tackles, it seems like, find a way into the first round, even if maybe they don't grade out that way. At 29, the Chicago Bears, a good run for them as well to the NFC Championship game. Some changes along that defense. Where do they go?
Their two primary needs are at guard and defensive tackle. Corey Legit from Illinois is a guy that could give them that 3 technique that they're missing ever since they cut Tommy Harris. Even last year when Tommy was healthy, he still had a hard time creating inside, and they got to find a guy that could take some of that pressure off of Julius Peppers and allow him to do a little bit more with all his God-given talent.
A nice hometown boy. I think people in Chicago would be excited. At 30, the New York Jets, another run to the AFC Championship. We know that they like defense there with Rex Ryan. Is that the direction they go?
I think they have to address that nose tackle spot, and Phil Taylor is one of the very few nose tackles in this draft who's going to get pushed up the boards. I thought he graded out more like a third rounder. He's showed a lot of underachiever tendencies. He's got junior college work habits. He's very undisciplined in his play, but he's got that rare size and movement skill that you can't find in those big men. So there's a very good chance that he will push up into the back of the first round.
Seems like Rex Ryan feels like he can motivate those type of guys, so maybe not a good fit somewhere else, but will work with the Jets. At 31, the Pittsburgh Steelers, we saw them lose to the Packers in the Super Bowl. Really protecting Ben Roethlisberger was a problem all year long. Is that the direction they go?
Yeah, they got to find some more bodies on that offensive line. They got huge needs at guard and tackle. And Director of Football Operations Kevin Colbert tends to draft very need-based. So I think Orlando Franklin from Miami fits their temperament. He's a big, physical, tough, ornery type of offensive lineman. He's a guy that they could plug in and let him play either guard or tackle.
And then finally, of course, we have the Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl champions despite a ton of injuries last year. So really, I don't know if just getting those guys back is almost like a huge improvement. But still, the 32nd pick, where do they go?
Well, they can pretty much go wherever they want, but I think they'd like to improve that pass rush up front. Look at their front seven. Christian Ballard from Iowa is a guy that could play defensive end or defensive tackle. I think he projects more truly at defensive tackle in the NFL, but he can help them in their sub packages in that 3-4 front.
Seems like you just can't have enough good guys going after the quarterback, and they have a bunch already. Ballard would be a nice addition. That is a look at Nolan's mock draft version 3.0. For all the best draft information, be sure to follow us on Twitter or check out PFW's draft book at ProFootballWeekly.com.